Rectangular or square tubing is a very powerful material in FRC, but attaching it to stuff can be kind of a pain. Even when you've got this hole pattern here, it's actually very difficult to bolt stuff to it. And your first inclination might be to do exactly as I show here, which is just put a bolt through both sides. You have access to tighten the head, you have access to attach something to the threaded end here. But the problem is that if you tighten that too much, or if you even tighten it a reasonable amount, it'll start to bow in the sides of the tube like this. And once that thing starts to rattle around, if you've got a mechanism attached to it that moves or whatnot, it'll actually loosen this even farther. It'll start to gully out these holes, and it just doesn't work generally. So one of the options that you have is to install some sort of crush spacer in here so that when you tighten down that bolt, it can bear on something here and bear on something here, and it doesn't crush the tube. For example, on our robot last year, we had lots of crush spacers that were made out of churro. Let me show you real quickly here with the section view. Click on this face, click section view. This is what it looks like inside. So you see there's a piece of churro here. It's got a clearance hole that fits a number 10 screw, so that just slides through the churro this way. But it's kind of a pain to install these. So, for example, if you wanted to put this together, you would have to start by sliding the churro in from the side, then you can put the bolt in. It's not too big of a deal here if you've got this tube that's, where the spacer is only an inch from the end. But if you imagine that this is 10 inches down inside the 20-inch long tube, that's very difficult. Another option you might consider is to use a screw that only goes through one wall of the tube. So you drill a clearance hole here so that you can get the screw head in, and then you just insert it through one wall of the tube. And this works okay for low strength problems. But if you have something that requires a lot of strength, it will tear this wall out of the tube because there's essentially no resistance to bending. If you push here, it's a lever, and it will try and just break this head through the side of the tube or break this spacer through the side of the tube there. So again, it's convenient to install because all you do is insert the bolt through. You can insert your Allen key through here, but it's not very strong. And one compromise that you can do with this, it's not as strong as the fully inserted churro, is that you can put a spacer through a clearance hole in one wall, and you can bolt through an unmodified wall up at the top. So, for example, this is a 5/16 inch diameter spacer. This is a 5/16 inch diameter hole. And you can insert the spacer through the hole around the bolt. And that way, the top of the bolt will bear on this wall. It'll try and crush the spacer, but then the fact that the spacer goes through this side here means that when you try to lever it, when you try to apply force this way, it bears on the tube down here. Again, this isn't quite as strong as the first option with the churro, but at least you don't have to shove a piece of churro down 10 inches of tube and then try and line it up with the hole. That's not very easy to do. So anyway, those are some of the options. Just wanted to show them to you.